Hey, take a seat. We're going to talk about the human population. Talking about the human population's fun. Because when you talk about population, you talk about procreation. And when you talk about procreation, you talk about fornication. And you know what fornication is. Oh yeah, sex. The act of sex occurs roughly 120 million times per day. That's 240 million people having sex daily, roughly, give or take a couple million or so. I don't know. You don't know what people are into, don't judge. That's about 10 million people per hour, or 166,666 people per minute. That means that right this very second, there are almost 200,000 people having sex. It really makes you feel like a loser, doesn't it? Because, all those people are doing God knows what, things that, I for sure couldn't even put in this video, and you're watching this video. You're a loser. Alright, let's get off this topic and get on something a little more fun. Graphs! Now let's take a look at this graph right here. Now around the 20th century mark, you'll notice that that's when the human population really started kicking and we started getting a lot of growth. Now a lot of so-called experts will tell you that that's because before the 20th century we had a really high infant mortality rate and we had not as good medical care and people were dying from diseases. But all that's total BS. The real reason people weren't able to procreate until the 20th century is because of dresses. You see these big dresses? Do you know how hard it is to have sex in one of those big-ass dresses? It's pretty hard. You can't people got lost. That's another reason why everyone was dying. People were just getting lost in those dresses and they just never found them. Alright, now let me just tell you why these graphs are so fun. Take this graph for example. Looks kind of boring right now, doesn't it? But you know what? Flip that upside down. What do you got? You got a slide. But instead of at the bottom where you would normally have sand or gravel, you have increased unemployment, pollution, climate change, and dependency on welfare. So that's pretty nifty. Okay, right now it's time for the public service announcement part of our broadcast. This time on the PSA, use condoms. Condoms are an excellent and easy way to practice safe sex. Condoms prevent sperm from fertilizing the egg during sex, and if you knew that, then congratulations, you're not a total idiot. With broader access to contraceptives like condoms, the human population would not grow at such a quick rate. The human population would stagnate, and then the planet would not be ruined, because everyone knows that if you have children, you have raped Mother Earth. But one of the biggest reasons that we need contraceptives in today's society is for third world countries, where they don't typically have access to contraceptives or family planning techniques. You see this train right here? This train shouldn't be like this. This train should be more like this. See, if this train was more like this, then the population wouldn't be that bad, because trains are the ultimate decider of population density. That was rude. Anyway, for that reason and others, like the fact that women in third world countries tend not to be as educated as they do in first world countries, third world countries tend to have very high population growth rates. First world countries, like America for example, tend to have very low population growth rates in recent years. This is because we have much better education, medical care, so people don't have to worry about their children dying, so they don't have 80,000 children hoping that at least one makes it, because that's a depressing way to think, and America doesn't think like that. God bless America! The current population of the globe is a little over 7.5 billion people. Now that's a whole lot of people. Let me try to put that in perspective for you so your little monkey brains can wrap your mind around that. If everyone on the earth was an egg, then we would have 625 million dozen eggs. I don't know why that would help you quantify that, because 625 million is not a very easy number to think about, but yeah. Now currently, our population is steadily increasing, but that's going to start to slow down because around 10 billion people, the population growth is going to start to stagnate. We're just going to hover around that little line, which sounds pretty nice, doesn't it? But it's not, because 10 billion is a whole lot of people, and that's not supposed to happen until around 2100, which is a lot of years from now. Math. And right now, at the rate that we're using all of our non-renewable resources, we're almost definitely going to run out in the next few decades. So, So prepare for the apocalypse, because governments are going to shut down and you're going to be on your own. Everyone's going to die. Goodbye.